we go. Okay, so I'm Tim. This is Fred, an old friend of mine. How you doing, Fred?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you, Tim. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Where are we today?
We are at the new Camp Gast in Pullman, Michigan. Pullman is very close to Lake Michigan on the western side of the lower peninsula of Michigan.
So if we hear a lot of noise in the background, I'm gonna figure this is the rest of the guys coming back from playing golf or something like that, right?
Yeah, the rest of the guys, I think there are five or six out there playing golf today. It'll be interesting to hear the stories of who prevailed in their low-level gambling.
Now,
And
do
it'll
they
be
gamble with money or beers?
beers, and now more. Actually, it's more diet pop these days than it is beers. But it'll also be very interesting to find out who lost the most golf balls, Jack Jeter or Jim Eckel.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be fun. Now, though, I guess the other question is, since you told me where we are, why are we even here?
Well, Tim, this all goes back to the formation of a reunion started by Staff Sergeant Ed Holtz back in the early 1980s. It's a reunion of a group of men who fought together in the Vietnam War in 1968 and 1969. Interesting, Tim, as you well know, all of these men served with your dad during his second tour in Vietnam. Uh, the reunion started in a suburb of Chicago, where Ed Holtz used to live in Geneva, Illinois. There have been reunions in Fort Benning, Georgia, when the former company commanding officer, Barry McCaffrey, was the commanding general at Fort Benning. And then for many, many years, we were at Camp Gast. Camp Gast is a small lake house cottage that we fondly refer to as the cabin on Great Bear Lake near Paw Paw, Michigan. We were there for many, many years, starting with in the small cabin. Most of us were sleeping on the floor or outside in camp in tents, or those who didn't come prepared, sleeping in their private vehicles. In addition to those many years at Camp Gas, we also had a reunion in Ohio, and I don't remember the
Oh,
name of
yeah.
the town. Jack Miller,
Yeah.
one of the fellows who served with your dad, who in Vietnam was seriously wounded and lost the sight in both of his eyes. There's a great story to be told about Jack if you'd like to get into it later. But we were all with Jack, nicknamed Squirt Miller in Ohio. And your dad also invited us up to his home
Mhm.
when he and his second wife, Julie, lived in Clare, Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that. That was my first time I went to one of the summer reunions in Ashland, Ohio at Jack Squirt Miller's house.
Ashland, yeah.
Ashland,
Mhm.
Ohio. And that was
I missed that
interesting.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, we should say that you and I first met way back, I think 1968.
1968,
Yeah.
I had recently obtained my drill sergeant hat at Fort Ord, California. Let me do it a little aside on this, Tim, so as to not mislead anybody who might have the misfortune of watching this in the future. Uh, I am not a veteran of the Vietnam War.
Nor am I.
Both Tim and I served our combined tours of I 2 years, Tim 3 years, stateside. Uh, our connection to these wonderful men that we are able to join each year here for the summer reunion as a result of Tim's dad, Emerson Top. We kindly refer to our first sergeants in the Army as top. Uh, but Tim's dad, top trainer, brought he and I into this group of wonderful, wonderful men. Tim and I are always very, very quick to make sure that people understand that we are not combat
Right.
veterans.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so actually it's interesting because after 1968, and then it was not until 2006 that
Yes,
I saw you again at one of these B Company reunions. So now since then it's been a pretty regular thing.
yes. The whole idea of these reunions is just wonderful. Uh, I believe the first one I attended was at Jerry Gast's lake house. Uh, and I remember so well that first year that number one, I didn't feel as though I belonged.
Yeah.
And in many ways, I still wonder how I belong. Uh, but sitting around the campfire at night, all of us crowded into Jerry's very small living room combo kitchen. There would be anywhere from 15 to 19 of us, and we'd be inside during the day because on many years in July it was 95 degrees and 98% humidity. Uh, but these wonderful men have just treated us as brothers. And I know Tim and I are very, very grateful to them for that. And still very, very grateful to Tim's dad, Top, the best boss I ever had. And I only worked for him for 8 months. It seems like sometimes I was with your dad for years,
Hmm.
but the reality is
Yeah.
in the military during those years, people didn't stay in one place for very long. But Top made an indelible impression upon me, and that impression carried over, I might add, if I can pat myself on the back, I had a very successful civilian career, and I credit Top Trainer for much of that.
Yeah, and sneaking behind us and out of view is Don Zimmer, and he's one of the true guys that belong in this group, and uh, glad that he's feeling better these days. And maybe I'll get him on camera if he wants to scoot a chair around.
Here,
And
how about if I
yeah,
scoot out?
you want to scoot out?
I'll
Yeah,
scoot out.
yeah, make some room for the man.
Let me make room for Don Zimmer.
Yeah.
Those of you who are baseball fans, it is not the Don Zimmer of 1980s baseball fame, Chicago Cubs, and prior to that, a long-term major league ball player and coach.
Yeah.
But Don was a machine gunner with Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion of the 7th Cav in Vietnam, 1968-69.
So
Don,
Don's
grab.
going to take a seat here for a moment.
Are you sure I wasn't a baseball?
You're too tall to be the other guy.
I never played
So-
second base.
So So Don's missed the last couple of years, but he's been part of this group from the get-go since he actually did serve in Vietnam. And well, that was 68, 69, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But when did you first come to one of the reunions and who got you involved in that?
Well, I don't remember what it was. I know I went down to Squirt's house.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That was the first one, and it was just a couple months before that when Jeter called me. Jack Jeter
Jack G, yeah.
called me, and he got me on the phone there, and he I answered. He says, "Where the hell have you been?" He says, "I've been trying to find you for 20 years or whatever." But I know I was one of the later ones for them to find.
Well, people get scattered all over the place and
Yeah,
you kind of lose track
Yeah.
of names also, right?
yeah. So I don't really remember
Yeah.
when it was when the first one I came, but I've probably been coming to these for 15 years or so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean-
But I can't give you real dates or
yeah.
whatever.
So, but, and so now you drive over from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I live in Pennsylvania, just
Yeah.
real close to the Ohio border.
Yeah, so I mean, this is an interesting group because we've got people coming from actually quite a few different places.
Yes.
So whether it's Texas, Minnesota, New York, Maryland, Illinois, so we're all right here in Michigan. Um, so I think I would say compared on a scale, Don's a quiet guy compared to a few of the other guys.
I don't get a chance to talk.
Well, this is why we get a chance to put you on this in the chair today and
Mm.
just exchange a little bit of something. So how are you spending the day today?
Mm.
He didn't go golfing, so that's the one thing. A lot of the guys are gone.
I'm really not doing much of anything. I'm just kind of roaming around
Yeah.
and relaxing a bit.
So, but
Hmm.
so we're gonna be here. Well, at least the plan is for everybody to be here till Friday. And hopefully the weather's good and hopefully it doesn't rain today. So, but I just wanted to get you in front of the camera for a couple minutes. And because you kind of get squeezed out every once in a while because of some of these other guys that want to chat all the time and take up all the space, right?
Chats?
We call it chatting. We can't really get into the specifics of some of the conversation that gets going. So
The volume is kind of high, so it's more than a chat, I think.
yeah, and it gets more interesting the later it gets in the evening,
Yeah,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
anyway,
There seemed to be, I've noticed last night and all this, there's been a real change in everybody that, we used to have a lot of empty beer bottles at the end of the night and liquor kept going
flowing,
around and so
yeah.
forth, but there's been very little of that this year.
So far, well, it was the
So
first
far.
day, and
Yeah,
few
yeah.
people had a long travel day, so
Well,
we'll see how it goes.
I think we all have more medical
Yeah.
issues and so forth. I know myself, I've got mental, not mental,
But medical,
medical
yeah.
issues where I have to really stay away from alcohol now. So
See, oh, I think the golfers are coming back. Things are going to get a little louder, so we better.
the pasture boys.
Jack sat on his glasses.
Oh, that's good. Jack said on his glasses.
$500 glasses. He sits on them and knocks the lens out of them.
Oh, well, things are getting more interesting then.
So
Here we go.
Jerry's taking them over to
Did you guys get
someplace to get them.
quite a
Yeah.
bit more rain up there?
Well, we did not get rain. We're being asked by the golfers if it rained, and
It
no,
looks wet out there.
well, it's been wet all day. So I think what we'll do is we might come back at some point later and resume, but we better before the wrong things get said, we will probably end the session, right?
Good chance.
Good. All right.
Idea.
Okay.